What is geopolitics and why is it important, you may ask? Well, it's a fascinating field that greatly shapes international relations, global governance, and strategic decision-making. It's a complex web of power dynamics, security considerations, resource competition, and much more. Firstly, we delve into power dynamics. The heart of geopolitics, it's about how power is distributed among states and regions. Factors like geography, resources, population, and military capabilities significantly sway a nation's behavior on the global stage. States are constantly in a quest to maximize their power and influence, while navigating a myriad of alliances, rivalries, and strategic interests. Secondly, security and defense come into play. Geopolitical considerations heavily sway policies in these areas. Nations constantly assess potential threats, gauge their military prowess, and strategize to protect their territory, interests, and citizens. This can lead to arms races, military buildups, and conflicts over strategic locations. Thirdly, geopolitics intersects with resource competition. States vie for access to vital resources like energy, water, minerals, and arable land. Control over these resources can offer strategic advantages and shape geopolitical alliances and conflicts. The pursuit of these resources often leads states to follow economic, diplomatic, and military strategies to secure access. Fourthly, geopolitics influences trade and economic interests. Global trade patterns, economic alliances, and investment flows are all shaped by geopolitics. States aim to expand their economic influence through trade agreements, investment initiatives, and economic integration projects. Decisions regarding tariffs, sanctions, and trade routes, as well as efforts to control critical infrastructure, are all influenced by geopolitical considerations. Next, we look at regional stability and conflict. Geopolitical dynamics significantly shape stability and conflict resolution efforts. Competition for influence among regional powers, ethnic or religious tensions, and territorial disputes can fuel conflicts and instability. Geopolitical actors may intervene diplomatically, economically, or militarily to advance their interests or mitigate regional conflicts. Then there's diplomacy and alliances. Diplomacy is a central tool of geopolitics, with states engaging in negotiations, treaties, and diplomatic maneuvers to advance their interests and achieve their objectives. Alliances form based on shared strategic interests, common threats, or ideological affinities. These alliances can bolster a state's security, enhance its diplomatic leverage, and shape the balance of power in specific regions. Finally, we touch on global governance and institutions. Geopolitical considerations influence the functioning of international institutions and global governance mechanisms. Powerful states often seek to shape the rules, norms, and decision-making processes of institutions such as the United Nations, World Trade Organization, and International Monetary Fund to reflect their interests and priorities. Geopolitical rivalries can impede multilateral cooperation and hinder efforts to address global challenges such as climate change, terrorism, and pandemics. In essence, geopolitics is a fundamental aspect of international relations, influencing how states interact with each other, pursue their interests, and navigate the complexities of the global landscape. Understanding geopolitical dynamics is essential for policymakers, diplomats, and analysts seeking to grasp the underlying drivers of world events.